be appropriate after what we saw overnight.
Right.
Really.
Yeah.
We had water rescues overnight in parts of Lancaster County. They had so much rainfall, and we're going to hit the repeat button on it today. So we have an AccuWeather alert for today. Now, it's quiet out there right now. If you're on the boards out there down by the shore, you hardly had any rain yesterday. It was really more north and west where you had that real soaking of rain out there. But we're all getting the storms later today. In fact, we already have a flood watch. Goes into effect at 2 o'clock this afternoon. It lasts through late tonight, and you can see it's for the core of our area. Yesterday, radar estimates, see the areas of red, north and west, like especially in Lancaster and Berks County. You still have some flash flood warnings going on there, some flood warnings through the morning hours. It's dry there, but you had radar estimates indicating as much as 4.5 inches of rain through parts of that region. And so that's why there's just a lot of water on the road, even though right now it's really quiet out there. Nothing happening, but you still have the creeks and streams running so high in Lancaster and Berks County. Right now that temperature is 75 degrees. It's horribly humid out there, and that humidity is going to help fire more storms today. So it's quiet this morning at 8 o'clock. You've got clouds and some sunshine, just really muggy and 82. By lunchtime, you might start to see a spotty storm. It's 88, but feeling like it's in the 90s. And then through the afternoon and evening, they become more numerous. So at 4 o'clock, you've got some scattered storms, even a couple storms at 8 and 77. So we could have damaging winds and flooding rainfall with some of these storms, Alyssa.
So drivers need to remain alert and very careful throughout the day here. And definitely this morning, we still have some downed trees and wires left over from last night's storms. There is this tree on Belmont Avenue. It is affecting the off-ramp from the Schuylkill Expressway. To get off at Belmont Avenue, drivers will need to find an alternate there, as well as if Belmont Avenue is on your route, you'll need to take an alternate road altogether. A major alert for SEPTA this morning. Service is suspended on the Lansdale-Doylestown line due to an earlier crash that happened between a freight train and an automobile there, and affecting drivers as well. Main Street in Lansdale is closed between Broad Street and Cannon Avenue in the aftermath of that crash. So avoid the area. SEPTA riders, check out SEPTA's website to find an alternate route for you this morning. In Delaware, a couple of downed wires affecting traffic. Kirkwood Highway eastbound, there is still a left lane blocked right around Route 100 due to some downed wires, and nearby in Wilmington on Lancaster Pike as well. There's one right around Route 141 that people will want to watch out for. Matt and Aliana.
The Storm Queens.
Is Storm Queen, is that the name? I wasn't sure.
I think storm's already taken.
Yeah.
The Seattle
You have the
storm.
Queen and you have the differentiation.
All right, I'm with you on that one,
Okay.
Matt. I'm with you. All right, good morning, everybody. We're starting with some clouds, but those storms from yesterday and even early this morning, they're already out of there. So if you're heading out, it's not a problem right now, but you may still find a lot of water on the roads from all the rain that came down even through the overnight into early morning hours. So whether it's dry right now, we're seeing some sunshine out there, and 76 at 7 a.m. By 8 at 79. It's horribly humid. So it's going to feel hotter than these numbers suggest as you head out. At 10 o'clock, it's 85, but already feeling like it's around 90 degrees. At lunchtime, it's 89, feeling like it's well into the 90s. As early as lunchtime, you may start to see a storm or two fire up, but they really become more numerous late afternoon and evening, and they're strong to severe. We have an AccuWeather alert for today. I want to focus on down the shore for a minute because I know this is a big week for a lot of folks down the shore today. Today, we've got those storms that really hold off to the evening and nighttime hours. So you're seeing a good deal of sunshine much of the day, but a moderate risk of rip currents in the mid-80s. Tomorrow, those storms linger longer than they will here in the city. They move from west to east, so it still may be raining as late as 2 in the afternoon. Then you get clearing in 78. Thursday and 4th of July Friday, beautiful down the shore and in the city. We'll talk about the city forecast and more about the storms today in that 7-day in just a minute. Matt and Aliana.
Thanks, Karen. Just about 6:13, a Cy Young kind of night. Zach Wheeler pitches a gem against the Padres, and the Phillies bats were there to back him up.
Lawmakers are pulling an all-nighter on Capitol Hill. We have the latest on the fate of President Trump's, quote, big, beautiful bill coming up.
We continue to see leftover impacts from last night's storm on the roads, and our big traffic incident this morning remains in Lansdale. That situation where a freight train collided with an automobile at the Lansdale station. So the Lansdale-Doylestown line does remain closed to SEPTA riders this morning. And for drivers being impacted as well, Main Street in Lansdale is closed between Broad Street and Cannon Avenue. So travelers will still want to avoid that area and plan alternate routes around that incident. Out on the Schuylkill Expressway, Expressway. Things starting to get busy in both directions around Belmont Avenue. Looks like that Belmont Avenue exit from the Schuylkill Expressway eastbound is open, but our traffic system is still reporting that there is a down tree on Belmont Avenue closer to Rock Hill Road, so you still won't be able to access Belmont Road this morning. And things getting busy as well on the Route 42 freeway headed northbound this morning, Matt.
Thanks, Alyssa.
Can't wait to see more with Tugger. Ladies, I mean, nothing better than having a pup in the studio this morning.
With the storms like they are, it's kind of like our emotional support
I was going to say that just added some sunshine to this dreary day.
I'm going to hold him in about 5 seconds, so we'll wake him up out there. Good morning, everybody. Let's look at some of the rainfall totals. In Lancaster, the official rainfall total was 2.86. In Westchester, 2.28. But I'm seeing reporting site, in between the reporting sites, some radar estimates indicating that it was almost double that in parts of the region. We really got clobbered out north and west. But in Pottstown, about 1.67. Philadelphia, we only had an inch of rain. Mount Holly, about a half an inch. And Wildwood, next to nothing. So it really was hit or miss. But it was north and west where you got pounded with that rain. We even had water rescued overnight in Lancaster County. Now, all of that is gone right now. It's quiet with just some clouds. But we can start to see some showers brewing, not all that far off. And we expect those storms to be reignited today. So here's what you can expect. At 8 o'clock, it's really humid and 79 degrees. We've got an AccuWeather alert for today. As early as lunchtime, you may start to see a storm or two form. It's 89 degrees at lunchtime, but feeling like the upper 90s. The humidity is off the charts today. And that ignites those storms through the afternoon and evening, where they really become scattered through the region at 3, 4 o'clock into 8 o'clock. And Alyssa, any storm out there can contain damaging winds. That's a threat. But I think the flooding potential is a big threat because it just taps into all this moisture.
Yeah, not a good day to be on the roads for sure. We were dealing with that flooding this morning. We are still seeing some leftover impacts down trees and wires in a lot of spots. So keep your eyes peeled and be careful as you head out the door this morning all over the region. And now we're starting to deal with our morning volume delay as well as a crash in Middletown, Bucks County. We're on Route 1 southbound, somewhere around Timber Lane. This is just before Old Lincoln Highway. There is a crash blocking that right lane. Police are on scene, slowing things down a bit there. And like I said, we are just hitting that point in the morning where we're starting to see volume delay. This is what it's looking like southbound on I-95 around Van Kirk Street. Things moving very slowly, riding the brakes for a good stretch there. Out on the Vine Street Expressway, that westbound side is getting a little bit jammed as you head onto the Schuylkill Expressway, and Schuylkill Expressway itself starting to see some delay as well. Let's check out travel times this morning. Already at 31 minutes southbound on 95 from Woodhaven Road to the Vine Street Expressway. 20 minutes on I-76 eastbound between the Blue Route and the Vine Street Expressway. 17 minutes in the other direction westbound on the Vine already this morning, Matt.
Thanks, Alyssa. Breaking. So it's cheaper, better diagnoses, but there are stereotypes involved.
Wow. And well, you know what? Even weather models have certain biases that we have to learn and work around. So it's just a different technology we all have to develop through the day. Let's talk about our storm threat. I feel a whole lot better now that I got to cuddle Tugger for a little bit during the commercial break. But we've got some scattered storms developing. They may start as early as 12, 1 o'clock when you see a storm or two, but they become much more numerous through the afternoon and evening. Say 4 to 9 o'clock is when I think they're a little more widespread. But they are going to be strong to severe through the area. Damaging winds, that's a big concern with this. But I think even more of a concern is the heavy rainfall, enough that we could see some flash flooding happen again like yesterday. Let's look at this. This is an updated Weather Prediction Center model showing us that part of our region, including Philadelphia, to see where it's red, including our northwest suburbs, that's a 3 out of 5. So it's been upgraded for the potential for excessive rainfall that could produce some localized flooding. So it's something we're going to have to be so careful of as you're driving around later today. Now, right now it's quiet. Those roads are dry through the region right now. We had a significant amount of rain. Radar estimates indicating up to 4 inches or so in parts of Lancaster, where they had flash flood emergencies overnight, in Chester County. But in Berks County especially, you do still have a flash flood warning for about another hour for parts of Berks. Not a flash flood, but a flood warning because the creeks and streams are just running high there. We've got a cold front that's draped just to our west that's going to squeeze all this out of here. Then we get to the good stuff. Look how quiet it is as we look to the center of the country. That high pressure is going to give us nice weather for the 4th of July, but we've got to get through today. We have the AccuWeather alert. It's quiet this morning at 7, 8, 9 o'clock. It's just really humid with some sunshine and clouds. At 9, it's 83. At 11, it's dry and 87, but already feeling like it's into the 90s. At 1 o'clock, it's 89, but feeling like the upper 90s. The humidity is off the charts today, and that moisture helps to fuel the storms that develop later today. So maybe you see an isolated 1 or 2 starting at 12, 1 o'clock, but it's more numerous 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the evening. It's 83 degrees. I know that's tough for the Phils trying to play at 6:30 today, so we'll watch that closely. Here's a different model than I was showing you earlier, just to give you an idea how these storms may congeal. This is at 4:30 in the afternoon, and then at 5:36 becoming numerous. At 8 o'clock, trying to push near the coastline, but even some showers lingering tomorrow morning. I don't think anything threatening tomorrow morning, but some rain lingering early on. This is a look at 10 o'clock as we see that clearing from west to east. So tomorrow's a day of transition. It starts with rain. It ends with some sunshine. Here's your exclusive AccuWeather 7-day forecast. The AccuWeather alert for downpours and thunderstorms today through the especially late afternoon and evening, 89. Tomorrow we start with some morning showers and clouds. We end with some sunshine and 87. Thursday's beautiful. Nothing more than a stray storm, probably well north of the city, and 90. 89 on Friday. Picture perfect for the 4th of July. Comfortable out there, good deal of sunshine, no problems for the fireworks. Saturday sunshine, a few clouds, and 89. Sunday we're heating up again. It's humid today on Sunday and 92. Monday partly sunny, maybe a late night storm, and also 92. So the alert for today, we're going to have to be careful, especially as you're driving around with these downpours, guys.
All right, thanks, Karen. Traffic.
Hey, Matt and Aliana, you've been reporting on this incident all morning, and I do have an update for SEPTA riders in Lansdale. So there was an earlier incident involving a freight train and not a tractor trailer, but a truck that collided earlier. So inbound service is still suspended on the Lansdale-Doylestown line. Outbound service is now operating, but if you are traveling inbound, you will have to make other plans for SEPTA, and Main Street still remains closed for drivers between Broad Street and Cannon Avenue in Lansdale due to that earlier incident. We are still watching that crash out in Middletown, Bucks County on Route 1 southbound right around Timber Lane. It is still blocking a right lane there, so slow traffic getting by this area, and we are starting to see some delays and slow traffic this morning just due to some volume. People headed out to start their day. Route 42 freeway, we're starting to see some northbound volume around 295 as you travel into the city. Also around Montgomery Drive on the Schuylkill Expressway, starting to get slow as you head eastbound toward Center City, as well as, there we have it, the Delaware Memorial Bridge, very jammed up due to some construction this morning. The right lane is closed. Speeds are in the single digits right now as you head over from the turnpike. We'll be right back with more Action News.